Hey, what's up? We are going to go over from start to finish how to create a game like this using Scratch. And the first thing we're going to do is create a character. And we're hard at work here with the markers doing some character design. And we're not sure if we should make it blue or green for the belly. After the character design is all set, it's time to work on some background. So Harlan's here working on some background, and last piece here is adding a sword. You'll see that the sword later gets removed from the character. All right, I don't know if you caught that, but we're scanning this in, and we are going to start working on this right now. We're going to use Scratch.
Dad, where can I put this in? And I hope you watch it. I mean, play it.
All right. Okay, we've got some pictures on the phone. We're going to scan those in, and we're going to transfer them to Scratch. Okay, so now we have to use Scratch and start designing the game. All right, first thing we're going to do is work on our sprite. And our sprite is like our character. Okay, so we're just going to upload those photographs that I took earlier of the character. And I'm just going to zoom in just a little bit here, convert it to vector, and then I'm going to just draw over it. Here I'm playing with the controls, and we've got circles, squares, there's some free draw and some lines that you can do. Here I'm just looking at making sure I get the pieces down. I'm going to get the neck in here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Go ahead and work on the torso. Oh, here we go, working on the eyes. And I'm getting direction from Harlan on how he wants the face. He's telling me he wants those eyebrows like that. The torso, we're just gonna make a trapezoid shape, and then onward to the legs. Just a bunch of rectangles, right? Just make some basic shapes and then sort of play around a little bit. You can stretch, you can rotate, and you can change the colors as you go. So really just work on those basic shapes, and then you can really fine-tune it as much as you want later. All right, now that the head is done, let's start with the arms. And we've got just a rectangle, and I'm trying to stay true to the original design, so I'm putting the arm coming out of the middle of the torso like that. Finger detail here, taking the time to make all 5 fingers. And then I'm going to go ahead and select the whole thing, group it all together, and then duplicate it and flip it horizontally. And here I'm just playing with a little bit of the color. There we go. We're just going to switch it so it's a little bit thicker. Perfect. All right, so the character is in. Our first sprite is all set, and I just deleted the photograph in the background. A little more fine tuning, and I think we're going to be ready for the background soon. All right, so now I'm working on the background, and the background's going pretty good. Just imported the picture in. I'm just drawing over it. I converted it to vector, and now I'm just drawing over it. After I get that down, I'm just going to go ahead and delete it, and then that background's the actual picture is going to disappear, but the everything I've drawn is going to stay. All right, let's get back to it. So it's just a rectangle at the top. I'm going to add some vector points there. I'm going to sort of smooth it out a little bit. Got a circle for the sun, and I want to make sure I get the rays just right. So I am gonna add the detail right there in the rays, just like the drawing. There we go. Nice. Now let's start building up our scripts using these blocks over on the left. And you can see on the left there's motion, there's looks, there's events, there's sounds, and
Let's go on our mission.
yeah, and you can add your own sounds too. And so that's what we're doing here. We're just starting off recording some sound clips here for our sprite, our character, to say. And if you can see, there's a green flag up in the corner. When the green flag is clicked, like certain things happen, it pretty much, in my opinion, is just going to start the game over. And here we are adding a little more to the background, and let's add some rocks, and we're adding some movement here, and yeah, that's pretty much what's happening. And if you could just pause it if you want to see what scripts I'm using here, but there's just certain loops that you can do to have the fruit go across the screen. Now the width of the screen is 480 units or pixels, and so if you notice that I have that repeating 480 times, moving at -1, and that's going to get me from the right screen all the way to the left screen. And if I was going to change that, you'll see the rock, I changed that to maybe slower speed. You still want to take into account for how far across the screen that moves. Here I'm adding some.
Let's go catch some stuff.
Scripts for the score, and here just some more sound effects. And then you can see with the sound effects, you can just go ahead and pick the part that you want. So with these sound effects here, it's just whenever they hit the character, whenever like the apple or the banana hits the character, it just makes a little noise. And you'll hear it just right here.
Let's go catch some stuff.
Okay, the game so far is a success. It's really fun. We've got some sound effects in there, and the last thing we need to do is make an end screen. So I guess after like, I don't know, 20 points, let's say at 21 points, we're gonna send our character into an end screen, and that's when you win, I guess. Yeah, I think that's pretty good for today. Nice. Okay, so I'm just gonna use some blocks here to build up a new script. I'm using the score variable. When that equals 50, something's gonna happen. I'm gonna be switching the background, and we're gonna be switching the costume for our sprite. And I think we have to do a couple other things coming up here. I think we have to broadcast something to tell everyone that, you know, pretty much that the game is over and to stop moving.
Screech, win!
All right, looks like that's the final sound, and let's just add the game over at the end just so we know that the game is over. And I think that's gonna be a wrap.
Screech, win! See you next time. We made it.
All right, we made it. So you want to play a quick game?
Sure.
All right, let's go.
Let's go catch some stuff. Screech, win! I won. And there's a bat at the end. He turns into a bat.
Nice. All right, I'll put the link in the description down below if you want to play this game. What's this game going to be called?
Scratch Duty.
Scratch Duty.
I'm kidding. It's going to be called Bat Shape-Shift Fruit.
Bat shaped.
No.
Shape-shift fruit.
No, Shape-Shift Fruit.
Shape-shift fruit. That's what this game will be called. Click the link in the description and you can play yourself.
Okay.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Screech, we